Hi. Just this. Right. Today I'm going to talk about how autism affects our family. So not just how it affects Tyson and Jacob, but how it affects myself and their dad and their siblings and other family members, aunties and uncles and grandma. Shanae's going to give me a hand. She's going to tell you guys what she goes through, what struggle she goes through, the good things about it, straight from her own mouth, which I think is going to be really good to hear straight from her. So here we go. So first I'm going to tell you a bit of how I cope with it, or not cope with it sometimes. And some of the struggles I come across. So the main issue, I think, for myself is having your child labelled as the naughty child, and the phone calls at the school all the time, and the misunderstanding still again about it. So it then feels like it's brought back on me, like I'm a bad parent for it, like it's something I should have done better, that he's doing this sort of behaviour because of me, but really it's not. But it's really easy to feel like that sometimes. So it doesn't get easier being the parent of a naughty kid ever. Each time the school rings, or even not just the school, when friends or families' kids have an issue with my kid and bring it up with me, it's never easy. It doesn't make it any easier, even when they do understand what's going on. It doesn't make it easy for both parties, really. So that's really hard for me as a mum. You just want the best for your kids and to do what's right for them, and you try and do the best you can, and sometimes that's not good enough, but it is what it is, but it's difficult. Another way it affects Tim and I is mentally draining for both of us. We pretty much equally look after them, but Tim's with them by himself a lot, getting him off to school in those hard times, so his fuse gets short pretty quick. And it doesn't take long for my fuse to get short too, because I've spent times at work, and then I've run around here, run around there, and then had to also wear the brunt end of it too, and it has a big effect. It's mentally draining also because they're both so physically demanding, they're both so needing attention, and it takes its toll after a while. So every now and then we need a mental health day to rest. Millie, thanks. We need to tag team a lot, so if Tim's had them for quite a while, I will then overtake and give him a break while he'll go and do something to relax, and then vice versa. It's another reason why I crochet is a relaxation thing, something I enjoy doing that takes my mind off things. But what's really good about it is, at the end of the day, Tim and I come to majority of the same conclusions. We're both just as understanding as each other at the end of the day, of course, when our fuses are at the same spot, I guess, if that's how you want to put it, which is really good to have. It's really good to be on the same page and going through the journey together at the same time. We've got each other's back through schools and family and friends, which is, again, something that it doesn't happen all the time, I guess. It's where people probably clash a lot and things fall apart, but there's times where it doesn't, but we hold it together pretty good, I think. So credit to Tim for that. Even though Tim and I have on the same page when it comes to parenting him, the school can be a bit different. So getting the school to understand their challenges and why they've got these challenges is, I feel like, constantly banging my head against the wall, because we'll get a call from the school to say Tyson's been in a fight, but then it doesn't come out till later, until we realise that yes, he's been in a fight, yes, he's in the wrong, but there's been another story that's led up to this situation, or there's been some communication breakdown that's played a part in it, and that part the school dismisses usually, which is frustrating. Another example would be Jacob's excuse me, not moving up a level in reading. He hasn't since the start of the year, because he can't retell the story. As I put up a video previously, you can see that that's something he struggles with, and he probably will for the rest of his life. So I don't know how they're going to put him up a level in reading. He can read fine, it's not his actual reading, it's just because he can't retell the story. And yet I explain this to the teachers, but they just don't put that into place. They don't care, I don't know. But that's another frustration too, and how it affects us as parents, trying to put that information out there and get that message to the teachers and the schools. That's very, very frustrating for us, because we're doing all we can at home and we need the school on board as well. Another part of the family that autism affects is the extended family. So Tim's mum is the only person that can take the kids, especially my boys, at any given time of the day, which is good. Yes, they have sleepovers there, and that's pretty much the only place that I could go to, the only real support that we have, that we feel 100% comfortable allowing our kids to go there and not hesitate to ask. And there's a few friends also, but as in family, that's the only person support that we've got, just due to Tim's the only parent between the both of us, and any other family lives too far away. So that's a burden on her, but she does it without hesitation. She's the best support we could ask for. But that's also not fair on her either, because she has got other grandchildren too, and so it puts a lot of pressure on her that she is also got to spend time with them, and then have the time where she needs to help us by looking after our kids every now and then as well. So yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on her, but we're very, very grateful for her, and she's a wonderful grandma to the kids. So we're lucky, we're very lucky. So the kids, Jacob and Tyson's sisters, Casey is their little sister. She's 2, nearly 3. She, for Tyson, for instance, she's very close to Jacob, because Jacob can be more down to her level and closer in age and all that. But Tyson used to be really close with Casey, and Casey used to be able to calm him down in a meltdown even, because he wouldn't hurt her. That's one person, that's one thing that he won't hurt, is babies or little kids, little tiny kids, when he's in that complete meltdown. And because he loves babies so much, they actually can calm him down, and Casey used to do that. But now Casey's getting older, she isn't as close as Tyson. Especially, I notice a big difference between Casey and the other two, and Casey and Tyson. Tyson will try and give her hugs all the time. She pushes him away. She says stuff like, "I don't like Tyson, he's naughty," which is heartbreaking as a parent, because you just want your kids to get along. Like, I can't imagine them not getting along long term. So I really encourage her to give Tyson a hugs, and I mean, I'm not forcing it because it is what it is. You can't force it for affections and stuff, but I really encourage it with her. And when she's old enough, she'll understand the reasons why Tyson is the way he is, but that's difficult for her. So the effects that happen with Shanae, so it affects her school. All her friends know about Tyson, and Tyson's had to go play with her and her friends because he's had no one else to play with, etc. She's had to look out for him at school. She's had to stand up for him at school. You know, and she's known to have the naughty brother, I guess. A little bit Jacob as well. She's looked out for Jacob and in situations, and she's reported back to me a lot of things that I wouldn't have known if Shanae hadn't have told me. At home it affects her too because she does a lot more in the house, like a lot more housework, chores that the boys are just not capable to do. And it gives us a big hand as well. And she sacrifices a lot of things too because the boys take a lot of attention. They take a lot of time, they take a lot of money, they take a lot of things that Shanae feels left out sometimes because we've had to take them to appointments, or we've had to spend money on certain things towards them, or she's felt in the past that we've disciplined them different to what we discipline her, which is correct, but she understands why, but it's obviously hard for her at the same time. But it is what it is, I guess. And it affects her friendship life too. So a lot of people, she always wants friends to come and stay over, but they either don't want to or their parents don't want them to because of Tyson sometimes, which is not fair on Shanae. Like, she goes to stay at their place all the time, and that's fine, but there's been a lot of incidences where I've heard off the grapevine that they don't want their kids around Tyson because of the way he is sometimes. So that affects Shanae. That's not really Shanae's fault, but that's, again, the way it is. So we try and do a lot for Shanae to thank her for what she does. We'll take her special places or buy her extra things, or she get extra pocket money to make up for what she lacks, I guess, as much as we can to show her our appreciation. But she's just generally a sweet, nice girl that deserves so much more than what she gets, and I'm giving her everything I can, but sometimes it doesn't feel enough, I guess. So, saying that, I'm going to pass you on to Shanae now and see what she has to say about it all, and we'll see how we go.
Hi, my name is Shanae, and I've got two brothers with autism, Tyson and Jacob. What it's like living at home with Tyson and Jacob is that sometimes I play with Jacob separately, which I haven't played with him for a long time now. And Tyson will come in and say, "Can I play?" And we'll say, "Yeah, sure." But then he doesn't like the game we're playing. So he kind of like destroys our game by like coming in and saying like rude stuff or messing the game up. Tyson, like, I'll be making something and like we've had a fight like almost like yesterday or something. He'll come up to me and like he'll just wreck what I'm doing, not even caring. And we play golf, and Tyson if he doesn't hit right, if he'll just throw the club, he'll run off, dig a hole in the thing. It's really, but whereas Jacob, he'll forget something at going to school, forget his lunch, his bag, and he'll be so slow. It'll take almost half an hour to get ready. And that's how long it really takes for both of them just to get ready for school. And when I kick the football out the back or play somewhere, we'll play nicely together, and just say if I said, I'm in king, he'll say, no, I am, and then he'll just get the ball off me and throw it, and kick it, which is really upsetting, of course, because they're my brothers. And Jacob, he'll just walk very slowly, he'll forget things, I'll play, we have to play a movie, play a game, and he has to tell me what to do, or we have to do that. And one time he got really angry. He threw everything at my mum and dad. He was really angry. He kicked the wall and everything. And he can get really angry just by one thing. What it is at school for them is Jacob will play a game over and over again. He'll lose his friends by forgetting what he's doing. He'll, which is really, really upsetting for him, because every time I play, he'll come up and say, where Angus is, which is his friend. And he'll say, no. I'll say no. Which is really upsetting, because he has no one to play with. And my brother Tyson, he'll come up to me because his friends are hurting someone else and he doesn't want to be a part of it, which is good. But another thing is I'll say, can you play with someone else just for today? And he'll go with his friends and say, what are you doing? And then he'll and then they'll say what they're doing, and if it's bashing up someone, he'll help, doesn't care. So it's real, and school's been really bad for him. He's been having fights and everything. So yeah, it's real, you never want to live with them, but I do love them. What it is for Mum and Dad is Mum gets really upset, she'll cry, when, because Tyson will just scratch her or kick her or punch her or throw something at her, and I reckon it really upsets Mum and Dad. And he'll scream, and Dad will have to scream at him to do just one thing 5 times, and then he'll have to go into timeout, which he hates. So he screams at Mum and Dad, and Mum and Dad have to yell back because he won't listen if you do it the first time. And sometimes, Mum or Dad don't even know what happened at school. Tyson comes home and says there's nothing wrong, and then Mum has to ask him questions just to tell one story, 5 million questions for one story. What I wish was different about them was they weren't so angry, or they don't forget anything, or whereas Tyson, he'll if you say something, he'll keep remembering it until it actually happens. What I wish that they don't change is about when they get like, sometimes they can be really good boys, but sometimes they can just come up and hurt you whenever they want. And I really wish they stopped hurting, yelling at me, and yeah, because it actually really makes me upset when they do that. How it helps me help others for my brother is like I can take information from home or from my mum and sit and like talk to, like, say one of my friend's friend Axel or something like that. I can pass it on to other people that doesn't actually know what their brother has it, and then they can take it to their mum and say, oh, my brother might have that or something. So the information I get could go like far, far away. Like it could go to person from person from person, and which is really good. And that's all I have to say for my brothers and how it's like to have autism.
So that was what Shanae had to say, and that was purely, I wrote down a few pointers that she could go off because she had no idea where to start and finish. So that's what she was looking down at, reading the pointers. Other than that, everything was out of from her own heart, and gives you a little bit of an idea of how it affects especially Shanae. And she's put a few points across that I never mentioned before either. So, yeah, I thought it was interesting for you guys to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you take it in. I hope you share these videos still. And thank you for listening.